What's up, homies? How's it going, everyone? Yo, what's up, people? How's everyone doing today? It is Thursday, January 7th, 2021. Guys, so far this year has been good. I mean, yeah, there's been some stuff going on, like, with the whole crap yesterday. But, like, for the most part, I mean, it could be worse, I guess. I don't know. This year feels better so far, at least for me. But anyways, so today, guys, we have Colts taking on the Bills. This is the Super Wildcard Weekend simulation. So this will be the first game played this weekend. So at 1 o'clock or 1:05, they have listed 1:05 on CBS. It's supposed to be 27 degrees outside during this game, partly cloudy in Buffalo, so it should be interesting. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get we're gonna go ahead and get some bets set up here, and then get this game underway. So we're gonna have Colts and then Bills. We're going to go ahead and do 2-minute bets, guys, so we can get this game underway. So obviously it'll be Colts for Colts and Bills for Bills. Now, I mean, I don't know anyone in their right mind who thinks the Colts might win this game. So the rosters are updated. The rosters are updated in the sense that, like, really the Bills had two guys listed as questionable. They have two guys listed as questionable. That's Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs. The Colts have two guys that are listed as out, one of them being a left tackle, so I had to put him on the bench and replace him with someone else. So that has been reflected on the roster for Indy. And then one of their defensive backs, actually one of their, I guess, better defensive backs. So I have him benched as well. And I kind of shuffled things around on the depth chart based on the way I think they will do it. So since, like, official depth charts would not have been released just yet for this game, since they're still a couple days away, but yeah. Plus, they didn't really have, I don't know. All right, so, yeah, so the way we've been doing it, guys, 5-minute quarters, so we get done within an hour, so the game will last only an hour or less. No snow expected, just partly cloudy. 5 minutes, that's it. So we do 20-second play clock remaining. Accelerated clock is turned on. Just a standard exhibition. I don't think there's not a playoffs mode. It's only this or exhibition or Super Bowl or Pro Bowl, I think, or something. I'm not sure. I think just exhibition and Super Bowl. So those are our options. So the settings on all Madden, blah, 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 the usual stuff. So let's go ahead and get this game started here. I'm kind of surprised that after the WWE Sims that I have not gotten any copyright, even just flags. So that's interesting. Thanks to everyone's support in the past week. We've managed to kind of get back to hours going up. Hours have been, like, pretty stable, surprisingly, for a little while. They hadn't changed much since last summer. So that's been interesting as well.
Today, from Orchard Park, New York, this is Madden Football on EA Sports.
So the hours have been going up. We're headed in the right direction. The hours go up and down every day. But I think we've been doing a good job so far at being able to recover. So the more participation we have in these streams, guys, the better we're going to be off. We're under 3,000 hours right now. We're not at 3,000 hours yet, or over 3,000 hours, but again, the more consistent I am, hopefully the more consistent everyone else is. and hopefully we'll be on our journey to 4,000 sooner than later.
There's a look at Bills Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, guys, we are almost underway here for kickoff. There's no way the Bears will bulldoze the Saints. I agree. There's no way. 28-10. You say they're going to score 10 points? Wow, that's generous of you. That's generous of you, Donovan.
And we are underway in Buffalo.
Yes, I agree. The Bears could end up with 10 points.
2018 Andre Roberts.
Patrick.
Up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
How about 54 touchdown passes in 2 full seasons?
So we're actually 29 hours away from 3,000.
And he can move it around a little bit too. A much better athlete than people give him credit for.
29 hours away from 3,000. You need 4,000 to be monetized. We would need 4,000 to be monetized again, I should say. So we would have another 1,000 hours to go. So we have 1,029 hours watch time to go before we get to have ad revenue again. All right, Allen back to pass, looking, throws deep, and oh, wide open. What a catch.
Brought in complete. It's John Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
So hopefully everyone had a great Thursday. You know, I found out some good news today for me at work. It doesn't necessarily equate to anything, but it's still pretty cool regardless.
Any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
But yeah, guys, we got to get to that 4,000. I don't know how we get there, but hopefully bringing back Madden Sims will get us in that direction. I mean, it certainly helps.
With his first carry of the game. And he's going to get
5-yard game? No, 3 yards.
5-yard line. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run.
I'm retiring. What?
Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Allen back to pass. Oh, incomplete. Looked like that could have been possibly pass interference there, but no.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes.
Well, maybe I'll retire at 3,999 and be like, okay, I can't take it anymore. It's taking too long. No, I mean, I have a way to sort of try to project. Talking about work? No, shit, I wish. That would have been nice. Yeah, I got a huge settlement. You know, I'm going to get like $1 million. No. Nothing like that. No. When Pence unfolds Trump.
Just outside of field goal range in all likelihood, what do you do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game.
So, no, I actually ended up winning. So this one person has nominated me for an award, an IT specific award. So there's like 2 awards in our company. They have one that's like global to the company, like where it's like people across the company can nominate you, and then they have one that's 4th and 1. They go for it and they convert. First down, Buffalo. And they have one that's specific to IT, and so they had 6 people that were put up for nominations. I actually didn't vote this time around, but I know one person in my group. There's one person in my group that said that they always nominate me, and like this time I was actually picked as the nomination. So I was told I won the award, which is this is pretty cool. But I won the award for December of last year. So, and it's for the whole quarter.
should give them something to
I
build
think.
on and maybe
Yeah, it's for
turn
the
the
quarter.
tide.
So that would have mean that 2 people in our group last year won this award. So the guy who I helped made sure got everyone on board to help nominate, and then like the one person who nominated me. Like I just kind of feel like sad. This is like really just like one person. Like, dude, I'm better than that, ain't I? I don't know. Like no one else cares. I feel like I'm better than that. No, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm as deserving of it, right? You know, for last year, but. Don't start with the politics. You know, I saw Lyric had tweeted something about politics. He just responded to a tweet from Donald Trump and just put pathetic, and then some guy responded was like, "Oh, you started with politics. I can't like you anymore," or something. And I was just like, really, like, it's just sad that, you know, people are so, I don't know, like, people get so divisive on politics at times. It's very unfortunate because I wish sometimes people would just learn how to communicate better with one another. I mean, that's really the true wedge in politics is communication. Just people don't know how to communicate with one another. I mean communicate in the sense that sometimes you have people that just don't want to listen, and sometimes people can't understand a perspective that's not theirs. You know, so everyone ends up putting themselves in these bubbles. And if someone's take on a particular topic does not align with how you generally feel or think, then you can't accept it. I mean, I get it. I mean, sometimes and the thing is that then people get upset with you. You can get upset with other people because of it, but people get upset with you because you can't convince them otherwise, or they can't convince you otherwise. And sometimes sometimes people just aren't going to be convinced of anything. Look at Josh Allen channeling his inner Michael Vick. So sometimes people won't or just be upset with you because you can't see the other perspective, and even if you can, but you just don't agree with it, people will be upset with you for that. And that's the thing, is that people, I honestly, I find it hard to do this myself. I find it very difficult to understand perspectives or relate to perspectives that I don't have, maybe because I don't have the same experience. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the way people think about things or come to their conclusions are because of their experiences, and so people's mindsets are generally limited to their own personal experiences in life. So if you're not used to seeing certain things, you don't have that perspective to be able to think the same way someone else can about it. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm dropping some knowledge here, guys, so hopefully you're listening. I mean, but because it's just the way the world works, and I find myself in that situation. Like honestly, with Natasha, sometimes our biggest debates are over things that Allen runs and touchdown Bills. Josh Allen running it in with 2 seconds left in the first quarter. Bills strike first.
And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
So, it's just, sometimes our biggest differences are things that, she grew up a certain way, knowing certain things, living in a certain environment, and then, me, on the other hand, maybe polar opposite. And so, our experiences in life are different because of that. Some people are used to having to struggle more than, someone like me knows. And so, for me, my idea of a struggle is different than someone else's version of a struggle. Some things that I find challenging are maybe not the same level of challenging that some other people might find challenging. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you have to look at things from that perspective. Otherwise, you just don't ever see the full picture. And sometimes you just can't understand. You just can't relate. And so, you're making your mind up based on something that you don't completely understand.
After the touchdown pass,
But I don't think a lot of people realize that, and so you just start to understand that when you get older.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
And sometimes sometimes even for me, like like I find it hard to believe that some people are just happy with the way they are. Like I always feel like people are trying to get better, and I may come off like smug thinking this, but like my opinion is that everyone's always trying to get better. But then I feel like in some people's mind they're okay with not getting better. They're just happy with the way they are, and so their idea of trying to get better is different than my idea of trying to get better. And some people are just okay with just the way things are. I don't know. Like, and that's the thing. I have such a hard time relating to that because I'm never just okay with the status quo. That's why I always try to be better and try to do something better, try to do something with my life, try to, try to make more money, try to have a better job, have more influence in the company, stuff like that. It's because, like, I just couldn't stand, like, not thinking anything different. All right, anyway, so the Bills scored. Oh, the Colts trying to run. And again, remember, the Colts have an offense. Their offensive line is actually fairly depleted. So aside from, I know I mentioned earlier that they have one guy that was on the injured report, but there are other guys that were previously on the injured list. They're already done for the season, and they had like 2 guys on their offensive line that were already out. So in addition to the person that was added to the injury list, they already had other people that were on the injury list. Now, unless they came back, I don't know, but Madden had them marked as injured, so I couldn't put them back, and they were actually, I guess pretty prominent offensive linemen, at least rating-wise. Phillip Rivers looking 3rd and 11, caught. Damn, back to the original line of scrimmage, so they get back their 1 yard. Oh, they got him 2 yards. So look, I'm not gonna say I know everything there is to know in life because I'm still learning. With Natasha, I've learned significantly. Well, between Melinda and Natasha, I've added a lot more to my knowledge base on life in general because they have completely different backgrounds and upbringings than I have, and so like some of the stuff I hear from them is just like, holy crap, like. Oh, what a great special teams play there. That dude went nowhere. What a great special teams play. So the Bills got the ball back now, second quarter. And again, like, obviously, these quarters are much shorter than normal. I think once we get into, like, the last, like, 4 games or something, or 5 games, if you will, we'll increase the time to, like, 15-minute quarters and do, like, legitimate full games. But while we're in the wild card stages and stuff like that, we'll limit it to 5 minutes because we've got 6 games to get through. So Baker voted for Kanye. Psh. So does it really surprise anyone that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian in theory are going to get divorced? Is that really a surprise to anyone? I don't really find that surprising because Kanye's kind of like, I know Kim Kardashian seems to kind of walk the line or toe the line, but like in terms of what's acceptable, but like Kanye West just like he tries to reestablish the line, I feel like. So they kind of like, I can see how they kind of meshed initially, but like who cares? Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's a subject that rings close to home for me. So I mean, I try to think about, like, I don't know, I just kind of think about it, like, how did anyone ever think that maybe they would never get divorced? You just think about their personalities and how they're sort of semi-similar, but not. Oh, look, that was like a fake handoff flip, but oh, that didn't do anything for the Bills. So 3 and out for Buffalo this time around. So the Indy's gonna get the ball back. Looks like we'll get a 2-minute warning. No, George Bush is not very interesting at all. I'm sorry. I don't find him to be very interesting. Actually, I think George Bush is one of the least interesting people you know. I mean, next to Donald Trump, but I don't think there's much depth. I don't think there's much depth to either of them as individuals. Your mom's very interesting. Oh. I mean, you know, that's the thing. You know, you got to know, like, George Bush is like George Bush laughs at Donald Trump. That's how like empty Donald Trump is as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if George Bush is laughing at someone, then you know something's wrong. Okay? Let's be real here. Let's be real.
And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
But you don't look down at your play sheet and say this is what the problem is.
So guys, maybe so on Discord tonight, guys, I think maybe we'll watch for anyone who wants to stick around for that. I think we're gonna watch Borat. It's called Borat Subsequent Movie Film. So they say subsequent movie film, but it's not really like a part 2. It's more like just like another Borat movie. Rivers back to pass. Oh, down goes Rivers. Down goes Rivers. He just got like smacked in the chest. So they're in a 2-minute drill now in theory, but I don't know. Like, dude, he just got like forearmed. It was like the phenomenal forearm to Rivers right there. Boom. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes. That was. I agree, Patrick. Okay, fine. If you want to say he's. If you want to say that he's interesting because of. If he's interesting because of his stupidity, I mean, yeah, sure. If you want to say from that regard. Yeah, it's because that. Yeah, he was interesting because he said he didn't know the quote, and so. That's how dumb he is, because he didn't remember the quote, so he just kind of made something up. And you remember in the beginning, if anyone remembers the movie Step Brothers, the beginning of the movie, they actually had a, you know, that they quoted, it says like an actual quote from George W. Bush. It was another one of his like idiotic quotes that he made. It was like, I don't remember what it was, but it was another something that was really stupid. Patrick, don't start. Yeah, Patrick says don't start talking politics, but then Patrick keeps talking politics. But anyways, all right. So the Colts go 3 out again, so they're forced to punt back to Buffalo. Buffalo took 2 timeouts to try to do something with his other possession, but I don't think they will. We'll see. Maybe they can get a field goal out of this. All right, guys, we need to try to refrain from talking politics for the rest of the stream. Okay. I'm not going to address it. Why do y'all have a shopping cart? Wait, what?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front.
What in the world? What are you talking about?
Guys, give us an opportunity.
Who's y'all?
Create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man.
I'm not even going to try to explain that. Yeah, I...
Watch that leverage on this drive.
What? All right, so Allen back to pass, throws underneath, caught. What the? Whoa, that was weird. What kind of weird glitchy stuff was that? They got the first down. They should be getting back to the line to try to spike it. You never saw the first Borat movie? That's fine, because they have really nothing to do with one another. I mean, if you saw the first one, then I feel like it gives you a better appreciation for the second one, only because the first one I felt was bad. I felt it was really bad and not really that funny. Even Melinda, you know, she said to me, I asked her if she saw the first one, and she said, yeah, I saw it, and then she said she didn't think it was that funny. And I said, look, the second one, hands down, so much better, actually funny, actually relevant to modern times funny. It was actually, the production quality was a lot better, and it was actually, like, I thought really good. I mean, not like a great movie. It was, I felt like more like it was a B movie, but for a B movie, it was good. And it was funny. It was actually humorous. I don't think that's... Patrick, you have to be a little bit more specific. Which team do you feel would actually be in danger of that? I don't feel like there's a such... Why would you run it? What the hell are you doing? You had no timeouts left. Why wouldn't you spike it? Yeah, you have to come up with which team do you feel like would actually be in jeopardy of that. I don't feel like there's any such team. No, I don't feel like that's a thing. I mean, that's like the Braves. You know, the Braves aren't in danger of having to change their name, so I highly doubt it. I don't feel like... What would be racist? What's racist about Blackhawks? I don't know. Oh my God, look at the Colts. -4 passing yards, -0.8 average yards per play. What the -8/10 average points per average yards per play. That's so bad. The Dallas, really? Oh, JJ.
Okay, coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown.
Yes, I'm offended by stars.
To resume play in the second half.
Actually, you know what? They should, because what actual star players does Dallas have? I feel like that's kind of what is it, an oxymoron or something? Isn't that what it's called, an oxymoron? I don't feel like that's the right word, but I kind of feel like it is. Figure of speech apparently contradicted. Yes, it's an oxymoron. So basically, you're saying you're the stars, like you indicate you have stars, but you don't really. So it's an oxymoron. I'm offended by their name. It's an oxymoron. It's the biggest oxymoron in NHL. Please change their name. They have no stars. Some people think the Canucks should change their logo. Why?
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3.
So did you see that the Senators can actually play home games? The Maple Leafs, the Senators, I think there were a couple other teams can play home games in their own arenas in the NHL this season. You're oxymoron. Really, JJ? Wow, that was you know, that was such a genius comeback. You know, like, I don't know how long it took you to think about that, but I think it took way too long for you to reply to that. All right, so the Bills with a run. Oh, hey, a first down. Now they don't have -0.8 yards per play. They're out of the negatives finally. So the Colts get their first down of the game. It took till the second half, though. Really, Whitey? Tell me you wouldn't be the first person to think that, but I mean, you know, it is the one thing. So that's the thing. You know, I kind of go back and forth on the Browns logo because I know a lot of people say, well, you don't have an identity, but at the same time, it's the fact that they don't have a logo that makes them unique. So they stand out from the rest of the NFL because they are unique in the fact that they don't have a logo. So that is their unique quality. All right, down to the 40. So another good run by the Colts.
18 more yards there and another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected.
You think they should change their name? Wait, who?
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right. He struggled, especially in that first half.
The Washington football team should change their name?
Just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Bring back the alpha? No, because I feel like, you know, that's more like high school, middle school, you know, kind of logo.
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand.
I just feel like it's kind of like kiddish or like college-ish. Not professional. I mean, if anything, they would do like the dog or something. You know what I'm saying, for the dog pound. You know, that would mean that would like a bulldog or something. Like that would be. But even then, that's still like kind of college-ish. But like, you know, so. But I mean, I'm sure there's some way that you could take the idea of a dog on the helmet and do something with it. But like I said, I mean, it's kind of, again, it's the not having a logo that makes them unique. So like. Oh, what a pass. What a catch.
his man.
Wow, Hilton with a huge adjustment there to reach down behind.
Able to get the third down conversion.
That was such a bad
It's his
ball,
second catch
such
of the
poor
game
ball
so far.
placement,
This
but
one moves the
TY makes it
This has to go down as one of the simpler
work.
routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Which Blue Jackets game are you looking for? I don't know, dude. I mean, if I'm fortunate, maybe I'll get to go to one.
Still in search
Trying to
of
think,
their
did I go to
first
any? I feel like I went to one last year,
First and 10.
right? Or I would have because they were in the playoffs, and we went to a playoff game against the Bruins, I think it was.
6 down to the 18.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line. and
But
running game imposing its
yeah, I don't
will.
know.
At the Bills' 18-yard line.
I think that was the only game I went to last year. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Yes, JJ. Oh, touchdown! Oh no, they got to the 1. All right, so this game could be contested here. I mean, they're down to the 1. I mean, the Colts should be able to punch this in with their run game.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Oh, it's lightning because the battle of 2 Stanley Cup champion. No.
It looks like a jumbo set.
No,
with
that
3
doesn't even
tight
make any
ends here for
sense,
first and
dude.
goal.
Full back handoff. You watch. Oh no, they didn't. Oh shit, they threw it. Touchdown, Colts. Wow. I was not expecting that. Rivers got it off just in time. That offensive line is so porous. But I feel like he's a tight end, right? So they had him break chip at the line probably and then go out for a catch. Wait, why are you shaking your head? You just scored a touchdown, you buttheads. And they're like, oh, damn.
It becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point.
I miss, yeah, Doc. I miss hearing Doc in the games.
It's good, and we're all tied at 7
In the
apiece.
NHL games,
So that
like,
drive
it's
takes them down
terrible.
the field
I
in
thought he was
8
a good
plays,
commentator.
And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown.
I hated the fact that last game that they added the Snoop Dogg crap. Like I don't need to hear Snoop Dogg in their halftime show. Like who the hell associates Snoop Dogg with hockey? You know what I'm saying? Maybe some people do, but I certainly don't.
Separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Now this will make it into the end zone, and Roberts choosing not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter.
So I looked outside,
It's
my
tied
weird-ass
1-4 as
sister
they begin with a first and
and her
10.
weird-ass friend had a shopping cart. They just got out of school. Sometimes I wish I had a different sister. Why do they have a shopping cart? Who do you think should replace Doc? Dude, I don't know. Snoop Dogg like hockey? I don't care. It just I don't feel like Snoop Dogg is like has normally ever been associated with hockey.
From the gun, it's Allen. And he's got his man out of the back.
All right, so we have a tie game here, guys, in the third. I mean, this game could end up going to overtime, possibly. I don't know. It depends if the Bills score here or not. Then I realized I went back here. Oh, I thought it was still on text. Yeah, I see. Gotcha.
Main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
On second down,
Oh,
here's
man.
one
Bill's
to
run game
Singletary.
gets stuffed there.
And he is
Loss of
met
2.
in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Yeah, he's associated with pot. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I remember on the New Year's Eve show. I think it was after they counted down the midnight. I think actually, or maybe it was just before. They had the thing with Anderson Cooper and that other dude. They were interviewing Snoop Dogg from afar. and like Snoop Dogg had this guy with him that was doing like sword swallowing and all this weird crap. And then they closed out the interview by asking him questions about, have you ever smoked pot at the White House? Have you ever smoked, pot here? Have you ever smoked pot there? I'm just like thinking, like, what kind of questions are these? Why are these relevant? Like, they were just asking him, like, all these places where if he smoked pot. And it's just like, they even asked him, oh, have you smoked pot at the DMV? And he's like, no. And it's just like, I mean, I'm like, why? Why is this relevant to anything? He said he did, actually. He said, they were like, well, which president? And he goes, oh, he's like the one that's got the same complexion as me. So basically implying that he smoked weed presumably in front of Barack Obama. I mean, he didn't say he smoked pot with Barack Obama. He didn't say Barack Obama specifically, but obviously Snoop Dogg, there's only been one president in history with Snoop Dogg's complexion, so... And why would you say JFK? That doesn't make any sense, butthead. JFK. Yes, because that's clearly who he was referring to.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working out of the shotgun. Here's
Allen. Oh, caught. Yeah, 4-yard gain there. All right, so Bill's still with possession. You know, they could technically drain this clock down in the 4th here.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Here's Singletary. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taking.
You know, I'm starting to think that, you know, because I think you guys said on my channel, if you come to my channel, you still get ads, even though I'm not, allowed to make money from ads. You know, I think that's kind of scammy on YouTube's behalf. That, like, you know, I'm surprised you can't be like, there can't be a class action suit against them for making, because essentially they're making money off of my channel without me making any money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of scammy. I mean, I get that's how they kind of balance things a little bit, maybe from on their standpoint, but like, that's still kind of scammy. You know, you're making money off of me and not giving me anything for it.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off
sounds like college sports. Yeah. Well, I mean, well, it sounded like what college sports used to be, right? Because I think they changed that, right? Because now, like, you can get like NCAA players can actually make money off of stuff. I thought off of merchandise sales and stuff like that. I think. 1st down for Josh Allen and the Bills. So kind of in field goal range, but you know, 3:42 left in the game, guys. Bills have a chance to pull this off, possibly run out most of the clock. They can sell their own stuff with their names. Yeah, but I thought, don't they get merchandise sales, like kickbacks or whatever? So like if the NCAA is selling stuff with their name on it, I thought that was kind of part of the whole deal, was they get some sort of money off of that because it's their name, their likeness that the NCAA is making money from.
So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the
all right, let's see if Indy's defense, you know, can they hold Buffalo? Can they hold them to a field goal? Or no points, for that matter.
On 2nd down now.
Oh, stuff.
It's Moss, and the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what
I have
happened.
0 thoughts on that,
Loss
Patrick.
resulted.
0. Because I don't care about the Blackhawks.
The Bills on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7.
Ooh, a 3rd and long, guys. In field goal range. Don't get sacked, Allen. Don't get... Oh, Allen's going to run it again and gets the first. Just barely, I think. Oh, my God. They said inches? Wow, because it's where the slide begins. Wow, I felt like he was good, though. Damn. Oh, we're going to hit the 2-minute warning. Then I'm going to wonder what the Bills are going to do because they're showing field goal now, but they could change. They could change their mind with 2 minutes left in the game. 4th and inches, or maybe they fake field goal here. No, they're not going to fake it, maybe. All right, the kick is up, and it is good. So Bills up 10-7 right now, but there's about, a minute 57 left in the game. Indy with 3 timeouts. Okay, minute 56. Indy with 3 timeouts. I mean, definitely plenty of time to tie the game at least.
Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So the Browns ended up having another player added to the COVID list today.
This will make it into the end zone.
And then Mary Kay Cabot tweeted that Baker Mayfield has thrown 0 times this week. So they literally have had no practice at all this week because their facility keeps getting shut down. So now they're going on like 3 weeks of like literally no practice. I mean, they've had like a couple of practice sessions, but they only had 1 last week. And then the week before, I think they may have had like 1 or 2. But then that was before they had the practice, but that was before Jarvis was, flagged as positive. So like all those guys that they practiced with had,
25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just
a bunch of those guys that went on the COVID list before the game the week before the Jets game. So they were all out like last minute, and that's why, again, like even though they sort of had practice, they got screwed because of that. 2nd and 6, caught. Oh, first down and much more for Indy. Indy's on the move, man. They're not going to forfeit. No, you never do that. But they will. They said they're going to have Heinz Field is going to be restricted to just coaches, coaching staff, players, and family members. So, like, there's not going to be any fans allowed in the stadium. Rivers back to pass on 1st and 10. He's looking. Oh, no. Down goes Rivers. You better call a timeout, dude. What the hell are you doing? Indy, 2nd and 22 with the game on the line. Call a timeout. What the fuck are you doing? This game's so retarded. I want COVID to go away so bad. Well, I mean, I'm sure, you're certainly not alone, right? Why would you go hurry up? You just call a timeout in that case. Like, that's where the AI is retarded. Oh, that was a good play, though. Now call a timeout. There we go. Okay. So, Indies, they're on the 47. Well, Buffalo's? No, they're on their own 47, right? They're not on Buffalo's 47. So, so they've got to get to at least to Buffalo's 30-yard line to have a chance. Like, yeah, they're on their own 47. They got to get to Buffalo's 30 to have a chance. So they got about 23 yards to go. 30 seconds left in the game. Oh, short pass. All right, that's going to help you, but oof, you need bigger gains than that. I mean, okay, they got 8 yards. So, I mean, if they can get 8 yards, call a timeout, they got a chance here. So Baker is Kanye fruitcake now? What do you mean fruitcake? He's always been a fruitcake. That is actually, so that may work out well for you, Patrick, but I know someone who's personally impacted by that, and that is not. Whoa, no, my God, Rivers almost throws an interception on 1st and 10. Oh my God, that would have been the game. So no, actually, for people, for parents, that is, for parents, especially parents with younger children, that has made their lives absolutely horrendous. Like I said, I know someone who has firsthand knowledge with that, and it is not pretty. It is not pretty. It's not easy. It makes life so much more difficult, especially because the way the teachers are acting, it's like they're expecting the parents. Oh, nice way to get out of bounds. All right, down to the 34 though, 3rd and 6. 4 yards to get to be in definitive field goal range. But you know, they're expecting parents to be able to teach the kids. You know, the teachers have not been, at least again in this person's experience, the teachers have not been helpful at all. That's your play? Oh my God! What the? Wow! Who called the timeout? Oh my God! Indy called the timeout. You better be kicking a field. Oh, it is 4th down and 5. I was gonna say. So I mean, this is a makeable field goal. They're at the 33. So this is like what, a 40-yarder or something? 42-yarder. So I mean, it's certainly a makeable field goal.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts.
Bill's trying to ice the kicker.
2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
No, it's longer than that. It's like a 45-yarder or something. Yeah, I ain't learned nothing. I mean, the teachers, like, apparently they don't stop. They mute everyone. When the parent, if the parent's there to try to talk to them, to tell them to slow down or ask a question, they don't let them type in chat or ask questions. Like, they just go. They don't stop for anything. And it's just like, what kind of nonsense is that? It just sounds like the teachers just don't. Teachers don't understand.
In a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime.
The kick is up and it's short.
And this kick is
That's the
not
game.
gonna get there. It's short and no good.
So yeah, the teachers have not. They're trying to figure out how to teach in this environment still. Like almost like a half a year later. You know, maybe almost a full year later is about right. I mean, if give or take, you know, a few months, obviously. So they're basically putting a lot on parents, and parents can't always be at home to sit there and do this stuff with their kids or teach their kids, you know. So it's, especially when you're poor, or you're like, shit, I need to go to work, man, to be able to just support my family.
But in reality, this will be a team loss. They didn't do enough collectively to get the job done.
So it's, yeah. All right, well, that's game. So Bills won. Bills are going to win this game. Well, no one bet on the Colts, so everyone's just going to get all their money back. So that doesn't help anyone. You just get back what you bet. No one wins anything more. Who'd have disliked the stream? Well, I mean, probably some hater. You know, it's the usual. You get, look, I never pay attention to dislikes. No one care. I don't care. So obviously a closer game because of limited time in the game in the simulation. So we kind of expect that. Yeah. It's Patrick. Yeah, it probably is, right? It probably is. He's like undermining me. Trying to, at least. All right, so EA Madden NFL 21 predicts the Colts winning. Wow, the Colts ended up having more yards per play ultimately. But yeah, that's obviously the yardage is not realistic, so maybe I need to end up like increasing the time by like a few minutes or something to make it like an hour and a half or something, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I just to maybe give them more plays and stuff, but you know, like I said, once we get to games later on, we'll increase the time so that we'll go to 15-minute quarters, so they're 2-hour games. That way they're longer in duration and blah 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 blah. So all right guys, that is the only game that we were doing for today. So yeah, thank you to everyone who stopped by today. Appreciate it very much. Thank you everyone for your continued support. Remember guys, we got to keep watching these streams, man, so we can get these hours up, and then hopefully sometime, you know, in the first quarter of this year, hit 4,000 hours of watch time and get on our way to superstardom. No, get on our way to ad revenue and stuff like that. So, and then we can do like subscriptions again or memberships and stuff like that. But yeah. But anyways, thank you guys again for all your support as usual. Next time I'll be streaming tomorrow night. So tomorrow we may end up doing 2 sims, actually. I feel like tomorrow we may end up doing 2 sims because we're gonna have to make up for it somehow on Saturday and then do maybe 2 on Sunday. So yeah. So I think that's how things are gonna play out. We'll end up having to do like 1 on Saturday and then 2 on Sunday. So early Saturday and then early Sunday. So thank you guys again. Appreciate it. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.